Legiones Astartes, the Emperor's children. In the grim darkness of Warhammer 40,000, there is no faction more reviled than the Third Legion. A legion of warriors who have fallen far from light into absolute pitch-black evil. These angels of ruin follow the path of damnation their demon Primarch father, Fulgrim, first laid out for them an eon ago upon the blasted sands of Istvan. Wielding artful sonic weapons, they fight for pomp and drama, vainglory and excess, all in the name of their dark prince of pleasure and pain, the Chaos God, Slaanesh. This is my Emperor's Children Chaos Space Marine Army for Warhammer 40,000 10th edition. It's about 4,000 points that I've worked on for the past 5 years. Every unit is kit bashed, every model is unique, and no paint was ever thinned, all in the name of Slaanesh. To begin this showcase, let's start with the best unit in all of Warhammer 40,000, the Noise Marine. You really can't have an Emperor's Children army without having Noise Marines. Thematically and game-wise, it wouldn't make sense not to use them. I built these squads to all kind of match. They each have a champion with a Doom Siren and a more exotic sonic weapon in hand, as well as an Icon Bearer and a Blastmaster wielder. I used old school resin sonic blasters from Games Workshop for most of them. The guitars and speaker pauldrons are from Spellcrow. Some of the heads are from Tortuga Bay Studios. The standard paint recipe for all these Noise Marines is as follows. I prime black, all black, and then I do a dry brushing of gunmetal, any gunmetal color really, dark silver. I do a dry brushing of that over the entire model to get all the metallics nice and metallic. And then I'll go in with the thematic choice of Emperor's Children pink from Citadel Colors. I'll paint that on every odd armor panel that I feel like painting to give it that random look. And then I'll highlight that with Fulgrim pink for the ultimate canon colors, if you will. And here are the melee Noise Marines. They're built from Palatine blades and Nightlord raptor bodies from the Horus Heresy, along with random chaos stuff and Spellcrow pauldrons and whatnot. I built these guys to be like the honor guard for my army, wearing all the really nice livery and of course being made out of precious Forge World bits. The only thing is they really do look puny next to Primaris Space Marines. Now I'd like to showcase the character units of my army, the commanding officers and demons of this glorious legion, starting with the champion of Slaanesh, Lucius the Eternal, the single most hated character in all of 40k, and the warlord of my army. This is the old school fine cast Lucius model with some upgrades. I gave him a big ass scenic base with an adoring demonette at his heel. I also equipped him with a Doom Siren to reflect his tabletop loadout. This is the second in command of my army, a demon prince of Slaanesh, the first captain, Julius Caesaron. I really enjoyed Julius in the Horus Heresy novels. He goes from a handsome and imperious first captain of the Legiones Astartes to a burned madman in Terminator armor, obsessed with maiming people with his lightning claws. Another demon prince and another book character, but one who never ascended in any canon writings. This is Chrysitheus, the Betrayed. I felt so bad for this character and how he died that I made this model. Lucius gave him a death so horrible, even fellow Chaos Space Marines of Slaanesh cringed at the sight. I like to imagine Slaanesh was moved by his suffering, and granted him a bloody demonic form to match his betrayed death. While not traditionally an Emperor's Children character, or even a 40k character at all, Azazel from Warhammer Fantasy is still one of my favorite characters Game Workshop has ever designed, and I think he fits right in with my army. His wicked cherub look really stands out and ties together with the twisted nature of the Legion. This is Noise Lord Infernus, another random name I made up. He's built from the awesome plastic Noise Marine commemorative miniature that Games Workshop put out a few years back. The one with the cool mohawk and guitar, And check out this dude's amp. This is Iron Father Iscariot. The uninitiated may be confused by the presence of a traitor Iron Hand in my army, but if you know the history of the Horus Heresy, then you know the absolute damned blasphemy of an Iron Hand worshipping Slanesh, let alone serving the Third Legion. Yet here he is, Dark Prince be praised. If only his father could see him now. I love Terminators. There's nothing more beautiful than the sight of a post-human wearing the equivalent of an Abrams tank as armor. This is Noise Lord Exonimus, a character I built from scratch. He's equipped with ancient and corrupted Cataphracti Terminator power armor, as well as a custom arm-mounted Blastmaster sonic weapon. Another Chaos Terminator Lord in Cataphracti armor. This is Apothecary Vitruvius. I loved this weird lab coat Terminator model here from Horus Heresy, so I built this guy. The Keeper of Secrets. Now, I don't really use these two models, ever, because you have to summon 10 demonettes just to even use these in a Chaos Space Marine army. But still, they are divine beings of the youngest god, and so I must show them reverence. My wife got me these two keepers as a set, so they came together, so I painted them as a set. The idea here was they're supposed to be opposite twins. These are some of my first minis I ever really worked on, and I think they hold up pretty well, surprisingly. I really took my time with these. This was back when I still bothered thinning the paint. Like that will do you any good. Now let us make our way down to the demonic motor pool, where the heavy armored units of the Legion reside, beginning with the Chaos Terminators. I got pretty ambitious with the paint here. You can see some animal print, stuff like that. I tried to give as many of them as I could swords, because the Legion is all about swordsmanship. I give their feet a little bit of elevation so they can be a little more on par with the gigantic Primaris Terminators they've got out now. Those guys are huge. Funnily enough, I am actually working on another 5-man Terminator squad right now. Maybe you'll see them one day. The Sonic Dreadnought. Kind of. More like a Sonic Hellbrute. This was the first ever mini that I built and painted. I recently gave him a makeover, but you can still see the rough superglue, runny texture in some parts of him. I like to imagine Marius Verosian, the very first Noise Marine, is entombed inside of this Hellbrute. The Chaos Rhino, a fitting carriage for Lucius and his Palatine blades. This is basically the Noise Marine party bus. I'll roll them in 10 deep in this thing. This Predator was built to kind of match this Rhino I just showed you. More on the black, less of the pink. This is an iconic vehicle, a 40k. Just a big box sci-fi tank thing. And lastly, the gigantic Chaos Spartan Land Raider. Decked out in spikes and speakers and demonic orifices. This is from the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness box. I usually use this thing to transport my Terminators. I'll rush them headlong towards the best choke point or big target, and then they'll go fucking crazy. And yes, I put it on a big ass base, just like the Rhino and Predator. The Defiler. The first one here is a standard Defiler with some extra Slaneshi flair and some Forge Fiend minigun cannons. The little victim on the back here is from the Penitent engine from the Sisters of Battle line. This next Defiler here is, well, a fucking tank. I had an extra Defiler hull and some Lehman Russ tank treads, so I built this Techno Heresy, complete with a Warpsmith here to maintain it. And now, what everyone really wants to see, the Chaos Knights. Behold, this is my Chaos Knight Desecrator, the Hell Siren. Knights are a challenge to build and finish, but very rewarding, and honestly, pretty easy to paint because of the size once you get it all primed. I went a little plain on the paint scheme here. I think the next time I make a Chaos Knight, I'll try and do a little more with the armor plating here instead of just all pink. Those two little Legionnaires on the base are some of the first Space Marines that I ever actually painted. Most of their brothers got converted into Noise Marines, but these two remain. I put them there to add scale to the Knight, to make it feel even bigger. The tongue here was made using an old cloak from a Keeper of Secrets. It's a simple trick you can do on most miniatures to add a tongue, but it instantly makes them super Slaneshi. And now for the unholy grail of my army, the Chaos Cerastus Knight Castigator. This knight is my greatest achievement in the hobby. I painstakingly collected as many freaky, spiky bits as I could to completely deck out this Martian Titan of war. There's bits from Chaos Space Marines, Dark Elves from Age of Sigmar. There's a weird third-party bit on the top there from some crazy demon kit. I extended the torso and the neck to give this a more demonic posture. I swapped out his power sword for a chainsword, the same chainsword from the Desecrator kit, which we just looked at. I tried to paint this using every single Emperor's Children painting trope that there is. Offset colors, animal print, little rainbow, all the hallmarks of excess.